on the 15th December 2023 by the board chair, Mr. Etiage Apande Herbert, the Director General of SOWEDA, dear members of the board, authorized the execution of the 2024 budget presented by management. It is my pleasure to welcome each one of you as we all gather in this beautiful hotel premises to exercise the daunting task of oversight over management activities of SOWEDA. This session, you are all aware, that notwithstanding, we shall use this opportunity to... Yes, I think you got it right. Thank you all for coming and accompany the board in its mission. We just finished the 49th board meeting, which was principally centered on us adopting the 2024 budget. And as you must have realized, there's a huge increase in the budget for the year 2024. Up from last year's budget that was about 2,220,000,000. We've moved up this year to about 5,528,000,000. So you see, the budget actually tripled. And the good news here is that the functional budget remains a very small part of this budget. So out of the 550 million, you have 162 million that will be used to run the office. And the rest of it, about 4,460 million will be used for investment. So money that will benefit the denizens of the Southwest region. So it's been a very good meeting.
What are some of the priority projects that you prioritize this year?
Yeah, I mean, there are the traditional missions that the management of SOWEDA executes. And these missions are all outlined in the different actions. We are now within the framework of the program budget, you're all aware. And within the context of SOWEDA, we have two, you could say, supervisory authorities, which is MINADER and MINEPIA. So in MINADER, you have three main actions. The first one you have is the improvement of the productivity, production, and competitiveness of the rural sector. That's the first action. The second one is intensification of the action of agricultural production systems. The resilience of agricultural production systems to or against climate change. That is the second action. And now the third one you have is, to improve on the infrastructural environment, in the South region. Now the last action, traditional missions, is for the development of livestock, fisheries, and the animal industries. Those are the traditional missions that we have. Now, this budget has increased so much because there are so many partnerships that SOWEDA has gone into with third parties. You have, for example, I'll name a few. You have the Presidential Plan for Reconstruction and Development that is offering, an envelope of just under 1 billion. SOWEDA, the structure or the text that create the PPRD, designates SOWEDA as a co-implementing partner with the United Nations, the UNDP. And so we've gotten into an agreement, and the UNDP has put at the disposal of SOWEDA an amount of just under 1 billion. Now you have PURCA, which in English stands an emergency project, to fight food scarcity in the region. This is backed by World Bank, and the head office is in Limbe, that's in our region. So it's a program that covers the whole country, but the head office is in Limbe. And so they also are partnering with us, for next year, a handsome amount of about 2,200,000,000 is going to be put at disposal of SOWEDA. And what Soweto would need to do is to identify IDPs. So this is very good news for, we have so many IDPs around because of the situation we are going through. And so Soweto will identify them and provide kits, to assist them, pick up some economic activity that can sustain their livelihood. So those are a few of, there are many others like the Cocoa and Coffee Board, which now also provides quite some assistance to us, unlike before. We are expecting close to about 400 million from them. So these are the things that help to increase the budget for this year. Especially those of the investment budgets are there to testify. From a budget of CFA from 528,739,219 francs. I think I should take that again. From a budget million in 2023, the amount presented for adoption for 5,528,000,000. There's a slight increase. This sudden increase in the budget is largely due to the partners like the emergency residential plan for the reconstruction and development of the Northwest and Southwest regions, the PPR Northwest Southwest. What trend of the budget in the years ahead? Structures like the task force, whose creation management announced in the June Plantain Festival, organized by FBPC, up in Bangam town to absorb part of the production. Management is invited to exploit the many opportunities that will come up and partner with. It's not forthcoming with the expected MOU. The local communities are also dragging. Management is invited to be a bit more aggressive in its marketing to make sure Soweto is centrally at the local council. There has been a confusion around it. Newly created services like communication, management control. The Soweto website is functional and the standing committees of the board are operational. I therefore invite us all to be snappy in our intervention during this meeting. The event has already clarified the communications. I wish us all fruitful deliberations and that in the end.
1.5. Thank you.
Yes. Implementation of resolutions taken during the to approve the execution of some work plans for the year 2024, including we shall examine and ultimately authorize the burden of some obsolete material by the holding of the standing committee meetings. The audit committee had an in-depth examination who promptly responded to all inquiries made by committee members. This committee also examined audit unit, the charter, and the code of ethics of the internal audit unit for her observation. All these documents will be tabled during this meeting for the board's approval. The debate held yesterday was privileged to be briefed call agreements and MOUs, some pre-project documents. The essentials of the 4 better days for 2024.
We talk on this book launch to better enhance better research and on profession and ethics skills of the legal practice in Cameroon. Barrister Derrick Innova has launched a 2 books launch during a ceremony that was orchestrated by the set barrister at law in Buea recently. Katsi with you, Sonita Nguni.
With little or no pen-down books in the legal system in Cameroon and no knowledge on the origin and duties of the Cameroon Municipal Police, it is in this quest that Barrister Derrick Innova has launched a twin book on professional ethics and skills of legal practice in Cameroon and Cameroon Municipal Police as titles.
Ethics is talking about the inception of advocacy in Cameroon, right up to the rules and regulations, the do's and the don'ts of a lawyer, how a lawyer's office is supposed to be organized, then how entrance exams into the Cameroon Bar Association is being proposed. Then if you look at the book on the Cameroon Municipal Police, it goes a long way to explain the function of Cameroon Municipal Police, the supervisory authority of Cameroon Municipal Police, and then the different roles that the Cameroon Municipal Police play as opposed to that of our conventional police force.
The twin book launch brought together barristers, lawyers, advocates, and other legal practitioners. The book, titled Professional Ethics and Skills of Legal Practice in Cameroon, rich in research and content, draw the admiration of the Secretary of the Cameroon Bar and will serve as a training manual to those writing the bar exams.
Yes, this book is very important. First of all, of my knowledge, I think this book on deontology and ethics will be among the first book a lawyer will have. In my capacity of bar secretary, I will encourage the Bar Council to ask for the next bar exams that the bar will launch, to use this book like for training the advocates who will be launching the future bar exams.
With limited knowledge on the origin and duties of the Cameroon Municipal Police, dated back in 2022 by the President of the Republic, the author thought it wise to define the duties and origin of the Cameroon Municipal Police clearly.
It's timely, coupled with the fact that the presidential decree on the role of the police came out on the 9th of August 2022, and I think this is a document which the author have been working on, and it's for us to understand the role, responsibilities, purpose and duties of the municipal police. And we understand that most of the rough work done in town have been attributed to municipal police, and the population have had a negative effect or a negative impression about municipal police. So this document is coming at a time where it's going to serve as literature for municipal administrators, council workers, and even the general public to understand actually what municipal police are supposed to do within every municipality.
Meanwhile, the books will serve as a research manual, especially for practical legal minds and equally to the general public, who will treat and respect the Cameroon Municipal Police as just rules and duties as stipulated in the book in every city in the country.
Remaining in education, this time around, ex-students of the government bilingual grammar school Moliko, the class of 1986, has equipped the school's library with a wide range of books, as they argued it is their own way to give back to the school that made them responsible men and women into the society. More with our reporter on that, Princess Alice Lekelienguekomi.
The teaching and learning process becomes easy and results are achieved when each student have access to textbook. In a bid to realize this, ex-students of Bilingual Grammar School Moliko, Big C 1986 to 1993, donated textbook to their alma mater this Friday, December 15, 2023.
Our culture is that people don't read, maybe because they don't have the books to read, the students. So we thought it necessary that we should buy books and equip the library, so that everybody can have access to the books. Those who cannot buy can come to the library and have access to the books and read.
Textbook in all the subjects added to the school library is an asset to the institution.
The usefulness of this material cannot be undermined. You know, there are some students who cannot afford, parents who cannot afford a textbook for their children. So with this material, children will be able to go to the library and have access to them, in addition to all what the school had already bought and put in stock in the library. So we'll have more copies and more students will be able to have access to the books in the library, which are on the official book list. It's a wonderful gesture.
Knowing the importance of this gift, these young and brilliant students just have to say thank you.
I promise of the MPGS Moliko to use this book carefully and use them to improve on our knowledge. Thank you very much.
According to Big C 1986 to 1993, more of such donations are still going to be made.
Yeah, it's a new organization. We just started it last year, and we hope to, just last year and this year we have done this, which means that by next year we're already planning to give desk and other things to the institution.
As these students receive from others who pass through Bilingual Grammar School Moligo, it is expected that they also do same in future.
Crossing over to the seaside town of Limbe, where over 47 widows living in Limbe has been given food items to celebrate with their families during this moment of the festive period as the birth of Jesus Christ Christmas nears church. This was done by a non-governmental organization who deemed it wise to extend a hand of fellowship to the less privileged, precisely the widows in that part of Cameroon. We will have more on that report from Aisha Mbeng.
Amongst the enormous challenge faced by Cameroonians, food crisis, inflation and misfortunes of life seems to be the alarming issue in the society today. In order to remedy these alarming challenges, that a non-governmental organization known as Lins Foundation has carried out donations in order to reach out to the less privileged of the society. The ceremony, which took place on December 16, 2023 in Limbe, was aimed at sharing food items such as bags of rice, salt, vegetable oil and little token as a means of helping the widows.
What we are expecting from the society, or what we are aiming to gain or aiming to do for the society, is to increase the standard of living. Like I said before, to eradicate hunger, to make sure every family can see a 3-square meal. As we know, it's not easy as a parent with husbands close to you. Life has not been that easy. And as a widow, there's a lot of hustles around. Our main objective or aim is to see that every widow along the street, in and out of Cameroon and Africa as a whole, get a better standard of living.
Some members of the Lins Foundation explain the pleasure and fulfillment they derived from reaching out to the needy.
This is my third outreach. The first was Boya. We visited the widows up at Bukwango. It was amazing. It's a way it makes me feel reaching out to people who are literally like the blessings. The people who give us the blessings. And then I did the outreach in Limbe. Yes, Limbe was for back to school. That was fulfilling for me, and this is my third outreach.
As the basis of the foundation itself says, Jesus our helper, the widows could not stop thanking the Lord Jesus for instigating the foundation to bless and help them.
I appreciate the effort of my children that they have come to bless us with many things. The rice. I pray that the God Almighty who have brought them here to take them back safely. We are happy with them. Whatever they are doing here, we know the Lord is in control.
Meanwhile, other widows expressed their gratitude and excitement towards the foundation for giving them food items during these difficult moments.
We are so happy for this foundation that God has empowered them to create it. Father, we're so happy for everything because they are giving us rice in this critical moment. The crisis that is in Cameroon, this rice will take us a long way. It will help us, help our family, help our children.
It was a miraculous deed for the widows of Limbe as they sing praises of joy to God and proclaim words of blessings with prayers on the CEO and the entire crew members of the Lins Foundation. With such charitable act, widows and orphans can say they are on the safe line. At the end of this charitable exercise, they were all encouraged by the CEO to turn up massively for the next reach out.
You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We cross over to this banking institution. Managers and loan officers under the Suaviv umbrella network have undergone 3 days of rigorous training on how to better equip themselves and provide better services to customers when it comes to loan donations or acquisition by the third parties. This was during a 3-day workshop that just ended in Poya. As our reporter Alice Lekeliengo has more.
Loan management in many financial institutions has remained a challenge that has crippled many of such institutions. In order to curb this costly situation, a training on loan management for managers and loan officers of Southwest Area Band Microfinance Cooperative Society with Board of Directors SWAVIP affiliate was held over the weekend in Boya.
Most of the time when microfinance institutions close up, it's because of poor loan management. And that's why together with our board, we decided to call our affiliated microfinance institution to train the loan officers and the managers.
The 4 days training ending this Monday, December 18, is very timely.
For the trainees, we have the general manager and the deputy general manager who are experienced in the field, and we have a lot to impact to those managers and the loan officers. I'm sure that when they leave here after the 4 days training, they are going to change the face of SWAVIP in their various localities.
Organized by the Umbrella Branch, this training has been beneficial to the managers and loan officers, and they are ready to re-strategize back in their various financial institutions.
I came here to gather skills, to understand the new procedure, which is in conformity with the OHADA law and also the SEMACOBA regulations, to make sure that at the end of the day, the capacity that I will receive will also help my members and also the institutions.
As concerns loan management, I think this is going to build my capacity in the way I'm going to handle clients for credit to take loans. Going to build my capacity to make sure that I get into what they are doing, because you have to follow them step by step.
The training is really educative. It is widening my scope. At least some things I did not know, or new innovations that have come up and for credit officials, now I know.
Step-by-step process in loan management, marketing and customer service, cash flow analysis, loan structuring and more were all part of what the managers and loan officers were drilled on.
We talk peace building in this newscast. Women in Alternative Action Cameroon WA has come to the end of a 2-day training workshop on conflict resolution and peace building. During this session, voices of youth in Cameroon were equally re-echoed as the youth were in attendance. More with you, Mafani Rita Muchoko.
As mission to devote efforts towards eradicating gender-based violence as well as enhancing human rights protection and promotion, Women in Alternative Action WA Cameroon has rounded up a 2-day training workshop on conflict resolution, peace building and advocacy.
This project, the Voice Project, is a 36-month project funded by the European Union, and the objective is for the prevention of youth radicalization and re-radicalization, that is return to violence, in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. So here we are at the training for youth peace advocacy and peace building processes in Boya, and this is the 2nd edition of this training. By the end of the project implementation period, we aim to train 300 youths, among which 75 youths or ex-combatants from DTR centers. So this is the 2nd edition after we have trained 100 in 2022, 50 in the northwest and 50 in the southwest.
The workshop, which had over 300 plus participants, took place at the PCC Synod office with youths drawn from different parts of Cameroon such as Manfe, Kumba and the National Disarmament, Demobilization and Rehabilitation Center.
This personally, WA Cameroon has impacted me through this conference, through this workshop, because I've learned that as youth who have the commitment, the passion, the energy to make a difference, and you have to be intentional about making peace.
And today I can call myself a peace advocate because of the training and the knowledge I've acquired so far with WA Cameroon. And going back to my community in Nigerian division, I believe I can rally my youth, go to school, preach peace and to build Cameroon.
The Voices of Youth for Peace in Cameroon, funded by the European Union, is geared towards the prevention of youth radicalization and curbing violence in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
Most especially in conflicts, learn a lot about conflict. Conflict is when two or more parties they are not coming to an agreement.
In-depth knowledge on handling conflicts and peace-building processes were part of the various presentations and discussions as the participants were drilled by the facilitator. In various groups, the participants brainstormed on advocacy ideas and means of conflict resolutions. An impactful session, some say, as they take back home the message of peace and better means of solving conflicts.
Teaches. But now we want you to practice it while you go and have additional knowledge, maybe in school or wherever, to help you to improve on what you need again to bring back to the community. Knowledge that does not transform the community is no knowledge.
As the training comes to an end, participants build think tanks that will carry on the knowledge gathered to the various communities. They are expected to be advocates of peace and be ambassadors of peace building and conflict resolution in their various geographical locations.
Indeed, peace is a vital tool for the development of any country. With that, Rita Mafani Mujoko's report, this is what concludes this package of the newscast High Prime for Monday, the 18th of December. Good night from us.